संध्याच्या खंड त्यामध्ये येतात ते संध्याच्या खंडाला.
Good luck, team.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Kamlam ma'am. Good morning, Rupenda ma'am. Good morning, Nirja ma'am. Hi, Nikita. Hi, Moini.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Preeti ma'am. Anita ma'am. Hi, Shri Haripriya. Shiv, Lakshmi ma'am. Hi, good morning. Padmavati ma'am.
Good morning.
How are you all doing today?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good
Good
morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Oh, I could see such vibrant voices in the morning. Thank you all for joining us today on this Sunday morning. I hope we would do justice to your time today. So before starting the session, we are just waiting for another minute for others to join. Meanwhile, let me tell you a few things that we are expecting from you all. Please be vocal if you would want to ask any questions. The chat box is open for you. You can also raise your hands. The team would be addressing all your queries. Please stay muted and cooperate with us. We are really glad to have you all here. So it's already 11:05. I think we can begin. Ready? Are you all ready? Can I have some yes in the chat box? What are you expecting from today's session? Yes. Okay. Ready. All right. Great. Thank you so much. Right. So today we have the topic of teen box. Can anyone think of anything that comes to your mind while listening to Teen Box? It's a very catchy title, right? Thank you, Fatima ma'am. What do you think? What are we going to cover today under Teen Box? Anything under Teen Box? Okay, so let me tell you this thing. It's a little difficult to guess, but we are unboxing the eating habits. Yes, thank you so much, Ms. Maheshwari. Healthy Teen Box. Teens are interested to eat. Yes, we are going to address all these things. That was great. How did you like the topic? With Teen Box, the only thing that came to my mind was the lunch boxes. Yeah. So the first question from my side to all the lovely audience would be, did you carry your lunch boxes to the school, to your colleges, and what was your favorite meal? Just show something in the chat box. Use the chat box to answer this. Or if you want to unmute, you are most welcome. Did you carry the lunch boxes to your schools and colleges? Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes, we all did. Okay. Yes. And what was the favorite meal which your mother used to pack for you or you used to cook for yourself? What was the favorite? Mom packed food. It happens, Kamla ma'am. We do not have any choices when mothers are cooking. What did you like? What did your mother cook the best? Something that you were very fond of and you were very excited to carry to the school. Chapati with sabji. Okay. For me, it used to be rajma and chapatis. My mother cooks it very well. Rice with veg curry curd. Wow, nice. What all options did we have? Did anybody used to carry sandwiches, noodles, Maggie, any of these things to the school with raw veg? Wow, Shaida ma'am. Right. Okay. So, how many mothers are here? Can I get a hand, please? Mothers, parents, how many of us are here? Hand raise yes. Anything in the chat box? I know some of our members from the H3 team, they are catering the needs of their children every day. Yes, we do have some hand raises. Okay. Okay. So anything coming from the audience, what's the easiest thing that you pack for your children? Easiest and ready to cook meal, or maybe the best option which you feel can be given to the children for their lunch boxes. What it could be?
Rice and dal.
Dal and rice, okay. And what else? Veg biryani, idli, sambar, pongal, chitrana, okay, thank you. Sambar rice with veggies, nice. Okay. All right. So many of us do have kids at home, and today's session is all about catering the needs of the kids. And along with that, we would be expecting certain healthy nutritional habits from our team that will be delivered to you in such a way that you can utilize the same things to make the tiffin boxes of your children more healthy. So we welcome you all for the Silver Jubilee session of the National Nutritional Awareness Campaign. Our sincere gratitude for all the people who have joined this session. Let me take this opportunity to welcome our speakers of the day, the two little superstars, Nikita Deshpande and Mohini. So Nikita, if I'll tell you about her, she is in her first year of her post-graduation in nutrition and dietetics and is from Hyderabad. She enjoys music, dances, and she loves art of cooking new recipes. So do take this opportunity and ask her what you can cook for the children. She's an able leader, which is evident from the fact that she represents her school council. She represents the student council in her college, and she's the youngest and motivating coach, which is evident from the words by the clients. You can all check the client feedback on our pages on Facebook, and you'll get to know much more about us. Nikita, she has given presentations on air volume in lungs, lactose intolerance, and effects of spices during pandemic. Her aim in life is to create awareness among people about health. She always believes that a person's thought process plays a very major and crucial role in their life and in their destiny. If I'll speak about Mohini, Then she's from Nanded, Maharashtra, and she has already completed her post-graduation in clinical nutrition and dietetics. She's a fresh budding nutritionist, so you can all expect some queries resolved by her. If you will speak, how did she manage with her meals, because she had stayed in a PG and a hostel also. So if any of your child, any of your known person is staying in a PG or any accommodation outside home, take her advantage and get some great advices. She's a holistic nutrition training and a holistic health hub intern, and is working in a government project where she counsels school children about healthy eating. She's an avid nature lover. She loves to travel and she enjoys painting, music, dance, doing yoga to improve her flexibility. She is a motivated learner who learns from her clients also. So Mohini, she has formulated multigrain noodles for diabetics, and her paper on gluten-rich chocolate flavor cake premix is published. Mohini, we would request you if you can share the 2 items with us in the group later. And her aim is to be available for the people who are suffering because of their health problems and reverse their condition to make them healthy and happy. So let's welcome our young speakers of the day, Mohini and Nikita. How are you?
Thank you, Mansi.
Great. So moving further, we would be taking up a few things from the young interns, Mohini and Nikita. But before that, since I asked you all about the lunch boxes, right? I need to know that how do you get to know whether your children have eaten in the school or in their colleges from the lunch boxes that you have packed for them? The mothers, is there any trick? Or is there any way to know that? How do you get to know whether all the efforts that you have put in to prepare that meal? Empty box. Rupa ma'am, how can you be sure that empty boxes, your child has only eaten the food? After coming from school immediately, if they are hungry, okay, that's a sign that you have decoded, ma'am. We can say that they haven't completed. Oh, that's a sign, right? That they haven't finished the food. It happens, right? It happens with the youngsters. It happens with most of the children. So Nikita, what do you think? Why are these children, why do children going to the schools, colleges, they do not have their lunch boxes finished, they do not take their meals, or probably they might not be carrying the lunch boxes at all? What do you think could be a reason?
So yes, Mansi. So I want to share a story here actually. I have my friend who brings her lunchbox to the college. She brings it, but she won't complete it. I asked her why won't you complete your lunchbox? She said, my appetite is very small. But when I noticed, she eats canteen food very nicely. She won't eat a lunchbox. She only completes a lunchbox when it's a favorite, like omelette rice, garlic rice, fried rice. But she won't like capsicum rice, drumstick rice. I observe this very much.
It happens. So mothers, do you also face challenges like these with your children? If you're not preparing their favorite meal, they do not eat at school at all, or probably they might be eating in the canteens. Does it happen? Yes, it happens. What else, Nikita? Why don't people eat?
One will be the peer group influence. We all know our friends, they carry pocket money, they go to canteen, have food, and we'll be sitting eating a lunch box, which will be bored sometimes, right? We'll see a peer group eating different types of food from the canteen. We'll get tempted. We want tasty food that will be very appealing, the canteen food, especially the aroma of the canteen food. You know, the peer group influences us. We see them eating, we want to eat the food which they are eating. Or else what happens, once my mom made rich guard curry and my friend bought puri and chole. So I'm tempted towards that puri and chole. I left my box and ate her box. So sometimes those will be also reasons.
Right. So, of course, peer group influence, it happens to all of us. I think it might have happened.
Pretty normal also.
Okay. So do you think that it is okay to not finish our own meal and then eat in the canteen, eat from somebody else's tiffin box? What's your take on that? What could be other reasons?
The other reason would be social media influence. We watch different movies, we watch advertisements, so many promotions on sweet and beverages, different types of food, pizza, burger, and we search for that food. If it is locally available, it is near to us. We want to eat that. We carry the lunch box, but we won't tend to eat it because sometimes we'll be bored. Sometimes it's boring, or we won't like that curry. So we tend to move towards the canteen food and consume it.
Okay, okay. Any solution for this that you might could think of?
Make your lunchbox more appealing, interesting.
We would definitely need some advices from you, Nikita. You are already
Yeah.
going to the school, so college. So I
Yes.
think you might have certain insights to share with us.
Yes.
Moini, did you carry your lunchbox to the school? Was it a homemade food? Did you eat in the canteen? What did you do? You have stayed outside also, no, in the PG. So what did you do?
I used to carry my lunch box at home at school, but what I did, my mother used to give me a chapati pieces of chapatis in my box. I tend to eat that all. So I complained her. So why are you giving me this much roti? I don't want to eat this much roti. So I can finish it. So she used to do like this. She was very smart to do this. So I don't even realize that I have eaten that much. So this is how I have I'm in 10th class. I never used to carry my lunch box because my all friends were not bringing their lunch box, and they don't even eat. I was surprised how they don't eat this much time. Like our school starts from 12 p.m. and it's ends at 5 p.m. So how can they don't they feel hungry? So and what they did in lunch period, they just go to a pani puri shop and they just eat it.
It happens. Mothers are
Yeah.
so smart, they can make their children eat anything. So, mothers from the audience, what was your trick to make your children eat? How do you make them have all those green veggies? Any tricks, any techniques that you might follow? I just need to know, how do you do that? How do you make children eat? There are certain children, I mean, I don't know if we have them at our places, but yes, to what have I seen, children do tend to be cranky with the vegetables, right, Nikita, Moini?
Yes. Yes. Very cranky,
Yeah.
very picky.
Very picky, yeah, picky eaters. Correct, correct. So these picky eaters, it's very difficult for us to make them eat, right, mothers? What do you do? How do you feed them exactly? Tell the things
Hi,
that you
Nikita.
not want to have.
Hi, Mansi.
Hi, Prasanti ma'am.
Yeah, hi, how are you? See, regarding with the trick, no, maybe, yeah. If with regard to my child, she used to eat everything, whatever I pack in the box, like for the school and all, even if it is a green vegetable or anything. But at home, yes, she's very choosy. So one thing I'm happy that at least 5 days she'll have the greens, whatever I pack it. So maybe okay, this is maybe not the trick actually, but you can say that. Yeah, I used to say that if you have finished it, evening I'll take you to a park or something, or I can say that I'll this weekend we'll go like that. So I made it a habit, and then eventually as the days go by she started eating, but now but at home she's very choosy. I mean, she'll say, I don't want that, I don't want this, I don't want that, I want only this, that, and all. But when she goes to school, she sees that whatever I pack, she eats everything, all vegetables she used to eat, uh, everything, any leafy vegetables.
It's
So
really nice, ma'am.
Yeah.
that
And the point that, ma'am, you kept patient with the child,
Yes,
and you knew that she, at least if not in all the meals, in one meal she's having the things that you are packing. That was a great
yes,
part on your side. Respecting your child's needs and preferences at certain points can do
yes,
wonders, because in your case also it happened that it did take time, but your daughter
yes,
caught up with it. So
yes.
we cannot really impose and force children to eat all the
Yeah, and one more thing is that school is also one of the plays a major role here, because the school is very particular that afternoon no junk food, only vegetables, salads and all. So there is no option to. I mean, like I can't give even a junk food. If I keep a junk food, she will yell at me, "Mama, why did you keep this?" These are not allowed, and that will return back. Actually, she won't eat also if I send anything junk. If I know if I'm lazy or something, chalo karna today you have biscuits. I'll just no. She'll say no. Either you have to give me some fruits or a cucumber, something like that. I have to give as a snack. Or a boiled chinna, all kinds of rajma or a peas or something boiled. This is the food I have to give because the school is very particular. So that also helped me a lot actually. I
of
should
course.
appreciate the school also.
Of course.
Yeah, yeah.
This the strategy by the school or the planning that they have done for the children, it's very appreciable. That was a
Yes.
nice insight, ma'am. Thank you so much. Nikita, what would happen if children continue to eat in the canteen, eat outside food, and they do not really prefer, having a homemade food? What will happen exactly?
So everyone knows we get attracted, adolescents get attracted to the outside food because of the taste, of the aroma. We tend to eat. The first factor would be obesity, because we are eating, but are we spending time on burning those calories? I also eat outside food. I consume beverages, I consume canteen food, but I also spend the time on my physical activity. Students who go to their campuses by vehicle, there is absence of physical activity. There is no physical activity. They are watching TV continuously sitting. They are eating, but they're not spending energy at all on their physical activity, on the body expenditure. And the second would be the mental decision. We get influenced by the peer group. Once we are moving from the childhood into the adolescence, we take opinions from our peer groups. We take decisions by ourselves. We think we are grown up. Our mental decision also gets affected. So there are certain factors that affects us because of not only but food, but also other factors of peer group influence, social media influence. So yes.
Okay. Okay. So what you meant was, I think the students will not be nourished properly because
Yes.
all the food from the canteen, we are not
Yes.
very sure how they are cooking it. Even though we might consider that the places they are maintaining the food hygiene and all those things, yet the food is nutritious is not what we can absolutely rely upon,
Yes.
right?
The
So
hygiene plays a
malnutrition can,
major role because we are not seeing how it is prepared.
right, right,
The thought
exactly.
process also affects. We
It
think it's good, but we don't know. We are not seeing how they're preparing, how neat is it, how hygiene is it.
correct. So to avoid all these malnutrition problems, children not having nutritious food, they are not really they are not inclined towards eating healthy, no? Mohini, what do you think should be an ideal eating habit, should be an ideal routine for the students?
Okay. First of all, I want to ask how many of your children get tired when they get back from school. So can you please put it in a chat box if they get tired or feel something not they drained all energy like that. Have
It
you ever
happens.
feel your children come back like this?
Yes,
Yes,
tired. Yes.
it happens, Mohini.
Yeah, it happens. Because you know why happens? Because whatever you are giving in their lunch box or they don't bring, Why? So if they don't bring, then obviously they will not. They will get tired because of hunger. And if they bring, but sometimes it happens they don't get that what they want, right? So we have to put it in a all way that every meal, every food group should be add in that. So like if you are adding rice or chapati or sabzi, and what type of sabzi you are adding, if you are adding vegetables, leafy vegetables, if you don't add, then don't you think they will not get, because this is the main course of lunch is a main course, right, of meal. So they should have to be it should have to be more nutritious. So so we have to add all the ingredients, like we should add the side dishes, like they can bring a raita, that with mix with curd and all, that cucumber, root, tubers, like beetroot and carrots, we can add that, right? And so most of the students don't even like to bring that beetroot. Like we can as a smart mothers, we have to be a smart master chef of our home, right? So we can prepare a new recipes from, and these days at social medias we can see that a lot of easy recipes are there, right? If they don't like beetroot, they can do finger chips of them. They can do that, right? They can also do that beetroot halwa, like this. Even if they don't like sweet, then do a spicy halwa. Spicy halwa. Have you ever listened that spicy halwa?
I did not listen.
Okay. We
I,
can prepare. We have to be a master chef, right? We can prepare and we can do everything. Like mothers do everything. My mother used to do. No, I don't even. I don't even get that. What is she doing this? Like she adds some groundnut powder. She adds some that soybean powder, and she did something like dip that in that. I can dip my chapati and eat, like a greeny dip, green leafy vegetables dip. She used to do like this. So as a mothers, we have to add this all sort of things, so they don't get tired when they get back to school. So and the main thing is hydration is also very important for school going children, because we have seen that most of the times school children get headache, and then stomach problems, like they don't like they feel nauseous most of the times, and they feel tired too. And they're so what is the reason behind this? That hydration, when we don't drink water, then how can our the food we have eaten, it will absorb by body? How it happens, right? So for that purpose, and digestion will also not get proper because of lack of hydration. And nowadays, what students do, they don't even eat fruits, right? They just go to shop and bring just fruit juices and just drink it, but they are not the proper way to drink, right? Because fruits contain fibers, but when they grind, they don't even bring that fibers. They just strained out. So this is what we have to make a interesting tiffin box, then only they can eat that, right?
Correct, Mohini. So you spoke about water intake, which I felt was one of the major things which we tend to ignore. We can consider at times that students are eating well, that might happen, but are we really aware how much water the children are having? That part, I think most of us, we do miss it. As a child, 1.5 liters of water, if they are having, even a liter of water if they are having, that is sufficient for them. But do they actually drink that much water? It's really a question to ask, correct?
instead of water, they can even consume buttermilk, milk. Are they even consuming milk?
Yeah, the entire liquid proportion could count in that, but this is something that we have to think about. Yeah. Then you did speak about having fruits, multiple meals with all the things added into it, groundnut powder, soya powder. Nikita, is it really feasible? I mean, students, if they'll carry fruits to the campus, if they'll carry another set of tiffin box to have as a mid meal, do you think students really eat it? What's your personal opinion on that?
So even if a mother sends us extra meal box or an extra fruit to have us during a mid morning or mid meal, we tend to ignore it because we feel that what might others think if you're eating extra box? What will my friend think if I'm eating extra? Will they think bad about me because she's not having extra or he's not having extra food? Why should I have? We tend to ignore it completely. Even if we consume we are thin. We are thin, but what happens is we want to be thin. We don't want to gain weight at all. We ignore there. There's a lack of appetite. We don't want to eat food at all. Even the food is there, we don't want to eat. We tend to ignore. There's no physical activity. We want to be thin because our body image might matter. That might an adolescent requires acceptance from the peer group. They want to be a major part of the peer group. So we thought that we should look like them. We should do what they do. But no, every time if you eat extra fruit, that is healthy for you, right? Your body needs that energy. And you should motivate your friend to even have a fruit. And sometimes what happens, we eat extra meal and we might regret why did we eat only. We tend to forcefully vomit whatever we ate. We think, why are we eating extra food? And we depend upon a mood also. Whenever we have holidays, we are bored, we want to eat something. We keep chewing something or the other when we are at home, biscuits, chips, whatever we tend to eat. So these are the few factors which might consider for the adolescent or a teen.
Right. Even I could remember me doing that thing. I used to be a very fat kid at school. I did not eat properly. I never ate properly. And then that body image thing which you said, it actually, was much more relatable to me.
Yes.
So mothers, it's not always that children do not want to eat what you cook. It might be something somewhere else running in their mind.
Yes. The thought process affects.
Thought process affects. So we need to dig in a little deep why children are not eating. If they few think that they do not have properly, they do not eat properly, they do not want to have the fruit. You have tried multiple things. You have tried to give them the fast food. You have tried giving them varieties in their tiffin box, yet the box is not empty when they return. So there needs to be a talk, probably, if not face to face, not directly, then in a certain way we have to figure out how to make the children speak if there is a problem with them not eating. It really happens. And you also spoke about physical activities in schools. We do have the games period, right?
Yeah. I have a story here. What happens is during my school, I have PT period, but I used not to play anything. I just sit and gossip with my friends. And boys used to play. They used to play football, volleyball, basketball, but then I just used to sit. But now what? I'm well aware. I go to college by metro, but from metro to college, I just do brisk walk. So I'm having some kind of physical activity.
Great. Mohini, what did you do? I mean, in your school days, in your college days, did you have the games period? We have spoken a lot about meals. Physical activity, you also earlier mentioned that it is important. How did you maintain your physical activity levels? Did you utilize the games period in your school, or did you figure out any other way to make yourself more active throughout the day?
Yes, in my school days, I used to play a lot because this is the only thing I could do. So my friends who think that they are growing, so they don't used to play games. So in the so that timing, but what is the main thing is the only school age is the only we can games. Only the school is the only place we can play games, right? So after school we can't play games. In colleges they don't take it, sometimes they take sports, or sometimes they don't take, right? So for that, but what our body affects, what affects it when we don't do physical activity, that sometimes we see that our students, school going students have knee pain, right? And they have muscle pain, they have like these type of things, they are suffering with this type of things now, from now. So what will be happen if they, when they grow older? So for that purpose we have to include physical activity in our daily routine. They should participate in all sports activities, and if they don't, then as a parent we have to make them do. We have to encourage them, we have to give them intention, right? Without intention we fail to do anything. Even for the eating, we don't we without intention we don't eat, right? So for we have to give them, if they are fond of cricketers, we should give them example of cricketers, like this cricketer is do this much physical activities from, means so because of this he can do cricket, he can play cricket well, and he is maintaining his body. And if one girl is like a celebrity heroine and all, we can give example of her, that she eats this much of green leaf vegetables, and this much of activity she is doing this much. So then only she can present herself, right? So we have to encourage them, then only they can do. So while we can say them, then while talking on phone, they can use walking exercise, like. And they all have bicycle at home. We all have bicycle at home, but in school we just go by bus, so we don't use bicycle, right? So after coming back or before going to school, you can ask them or you encourage them to go on bicycle ride. That bicycling is also a good exercise, right? So for these type of things we can encourage them. And in holidays we can make them to play badminton. And then football is also very good exercising sports game. So we can encourage them and give intention. The main is the intention.
True that. But while giving the intentions, I believe it should not be imposed. Neither the children should be compared to the person whose example we are giving. It should rather be just a very casual conversation with the child, that we just need to acknowledge the examples in front of the children, and let the children decide whether they need to take that example for the personal benefits or not. I believe it should not be imposed, and the children are very sensible enough. If they want to exactly become what we are trying them to pick. And even with the sports exercises, it does not happen that all the children are very involved in sports. Probably they might not like the sports, any of the games. So what could be the other options which they can use? As you rightly said, Mohini, that everyone talks on calls, on maybe learns while doing the homework. There is the learning thing that we students do. We used to do that, right? Why don't we utilize that time to just walk and learn? What do you think, guys? Is it like a feasible thing to do or not? We can do that, right? So two major points from Mohini's thing, that it could be any physical activity, just not need to be a sport. Walking is also an activity, cycling is also an activity for the students. So do not really encourage them to only go for sports. Rather, we can figure out multiple ways to let them do or indulge in any activity. And secondly, giving examples, but not comparing and imposing things on them. That's what we are learning from Mohini today about physical activities and fitness. Nikita, we were speaking about the ideal lunch boxes. So it's time that I want you to suggest some fancy recipes, fancy nutritious recipes to our mothers here. Mothers, are you excited to know some of the recipes? Maybe by name, you can figure out the procedure later. So are you excited to know some recipes from Nikita? She really loves to cook and she really loves to make and discover new activities. Yes, Shripada ma'am said yes. So Nikita, please give us some cool activities.
Yeah. So we all know, we hear our kids telling that, "Ma, keep little only because the lunch break is very small. Keep little. I can't have too much. If you keep too much, I won't eat, ma." They'll keep telling this, right? So yes, even I carry small box. But as we know, lunch break is very small. But we carry small boxes. But how can you make it very interesting? I take an apple every day to college because I can have it during my break. My break is 20 minutes. But daily eating the same apple, I am bored. So what did I do? I just sprinkle a little chaat masala and I had apple. I literally had 2 apples.
That
so
was
it's very interesting, right? You keep dosas to the lunch box. You can try different types of dosas, not only just the regular dosa. You can try masala dosa, onion dosa, so many dosas, millet dosas, ragi dosa. The different types of rice recipes available: tomato rice, capsicum rice. Different types of rices are available. Different types of chapatis are available. My friend bought yesterday some ragi chapati. It was very tasty. First thought, what is this ragi chapati? But it was very tasty. Trust me, it was very tasty. So there are different types of recipes available. You can, if they're not liking the recipe, you can make it very interesting buying fancy cutlery, seeing those fancy bottles, fancy boxes, the sprinkle wala. It makes us interesting to eat that food. Because we are growing up, we like to show up like this is new box, new water bottle. We tend to do all that and we eat it.
Great. Coming directly from a student, that was a trick. Cutlery needs to be one of the major things which we all can focus upon. But while making the food for children, what I think that if they're not ready to eat the vegetables, I think pureed vegetables can be mixed in some recipe which they like. Probably pasta, if they're liking pasta, whole wheat pastas can be taken, and to make the gravy, we can utilize the vegetables, we can puree them and then make the gravy. One thing is that. Then again, if the children, they're only eating chapatis, maybe we can knead the flour with using some milk instead of water. That will make the chapati more nutritious. Or probably we can try adding extra amount of these multigrain things in the chapati, as Nikita rightly said.
They can even add methi,
right?
green leafy vegetables.
Making the
Not
food
knowing.
colorful.
Yeah.
Colorful is what colors appeal children a lot. Especially the youngest lot, they are very much appealed by the color. Making green chapatis, mixing methi or palak into the chapatis, making red chapatis. Probably we can utilize carrots.
Beetroot.
Yeah, even idlis, stuffed idlis, making carrot idli,
carrot idli, beetroot idli, vegetable idli. So many types of idli we can make.
Moringa also, Jyotiman suggested moringa also. Yeah, all these things can be done and children will not notice it at all. So if we are being smart, we are being smart in such a way that we are not pressurizing children to eat anything, yet we are giving them all the nutrition, right?
Recording
sorry, okay. So these were some of the tips. Rest, as Nikita said, that there are multiple recipes which we can use. Even the liquid consumption for the students can be maintained. by some kind of infusions. If they are carrying their water bottles, maybe adding some fruits, using the transparent water bottles and adding some fruit slices into that would make it more appealing for them to show it off to all the students, all the other students. And at the same time, it would be giving them hydration, it would be giving them certain vitamins and minerals also from the infused fruits. So this trick can be used by you all. Lastly, Mohini, we were speaking about the hostel and PG students, no? So how do you think can they manage with their eating habits? Because they usually rely upon the outside food from some canteen cooked food, or maybe from somewhere that they're getting their meals. So how did you manage? Can you show, can you throw some tricks and like any strategy which you used to keep, so that whoever mother is there who's having a child studying at a far place can suggest the same to the children, maybe?
Okay, I want to ask how many of your here are present, who are in PGs and staying in hostels. Are there anyone here?
I used to.
Okay. So I want to tell them, all of them, that when I was in hostel, I used to eat a lot of outside food, and not because of I like, but because of my friends. My friends used to like outside food, so we used to go only each day. We used to go outside and eat outside food. But what was happening with me? So I was not fond of this outside food, so it was not suited for me. So sometimes I feel acidity, sometimes feel I like my stomach is not digesting it, and so these type of things was happening. So what I did at that time, I just go to market and just bring fruits, and just bring cucumbers and all, and used to eat that. And what I did that day is that I bring that methi, which green leafy vegetables which can be eat uncooked, right? There are so many vegetables we can eat uncooked, that we used to get that and eat that at that timing. So as like this, we have to manage. We feel that why we are not at home, and why we can't eat homemade food these days. So for that purpose, we used to purchase this outside fruits and vegetables, and we used to manage the our nutrition.
Perfectly said. So I'll share my experience also. I have stayed away from my house, away from my home for like 11 years. When I used to be in hostel, um, and I had started studying nutrition, I did know that there are 5 food groups which I need to incorporate in my day-to-day routine. The carbs need to be there, proteins have to be there, then fats have to be there, fiber needs to be there, fruits and vegetables, any milk product. So I just divided my meal in such a way that at least every day I used to have majorly 3 things: carbs, proteins, and fiber included in each meal. So for the carbohydrates purpose, for the fiber purpose, the easiest way for me was to use oats for the breakfast. Yeah, oats is readily available. Even cornflakes is fine for us students, because we do tend to burn a lot of energy. We are I used to be physically active, so having these packaged food was also an option for me. I ensured that whatever I'm picking from the market, basically that was not much processed. So oats was a go-to option for me. Then I did ensure that I had all the fruits, I mean fruits availability all the time, so that I can snack on them. I do not I did not eat namkeens, biscuits. Most of the times it was fruits which I had as my snacks. Then for the dinner purpose, I because it was all cooking by myself, I made it very light. which actually maintained my calories. Khichdi, dalia, or maybe adding some vegetables to the rice was an option for me. And usually boys, since they do not cook, so for them the best option could be fruits, veggies, if they do get it from the market. But fruits are like the go-to option for most of the things. And milk, curd. A fruit taken with milk, probably that can be a whole meal. Correct? Great. So we have some insights here by the students. Mohini, an ex-student now. Nikita, the current student. Mothers, what do you do? How do you make it more beneficial for your students, for your children? And is there anything that you are struggling with regarding their children's dietary habits? We are all ready to take your questions, to answer any of your queries. If you want to share your story, if you want to, yeah, nuts and seeds also. Correct. Right, Jyoti ma'am. Thank you so much. I just forgot that. If you want to share any of your experiences with the children, or is there any question for us to take? We have the students here, we have the dietitians here. We are all, the forum is open for you all. Do we have any kids also here? Any teenager, any school going children? Do we have them? Okay, so Kamala ma'am asked that, can you please tell that not following proper diet and exercise can affect the health of the kid later on? So Kamala ma'am, Nikita, Mohini, would anyone of you like to take this question?
See, exercise I've already talked about. Exercise, there should be some sort of physical activity happening to our body, right? We just can't sit every day ideally. There should be some sort of physical activity. Walking, as I said, we can go, as I said, I go by walk from metro to the college, literally 1 kilometer brisk walk. There I'm having the physical activity. Or else when you're in the campus, you can just put a round around the campus. There is a physical activity. You will have the talk with your friends. You will also have the physical activity. Both are going on coordinately, hand in hand. And proper diet, coming to proper diet, I think proper diets also plays a major role. Like, I'm not telling that this is healthy, this is not healthy. The thought process affects it. Once my friend, what she did, she's going through PCOS. She says every time, I can't eat outside food. It will affect me. It will affect me. But I have one more friend who eats outside food, but she'll not think that way that it will affect her. So there is a negative impact of thoughts. If you're thinking it is negative, it will happen negative, right? So enjoy your food. Whatever you're eating, enjoy it. Enjoy eating.
Thank you,
I want to
Nikita.
add-
Kamala ma'am, yes,
Yes.
please.
Kamala ma'am questions, like nowadays, as a my age girls, they complain about their hairs. Their hairs are falling. Their skin is not good. That dry skin and getting acne and all. They more of them complain like this, now. So what happens when we don't take proper nutrition in teen age and adolescence age? This affects later on, like Kamala ma'am said, and they get this type of things like hair problems, and then also bones. That and nowadays it's trend. It's becoming trend to deficiency B12 deficiency of vitamin D deficiency. This only happens because of this because of this effects of not taking diet and not doing exercises.
And B12 deficiency, especially for the vegetarians, if they're not consuming, they won't consume animal foods. And most of the B12 is from the animal foods. And even if you won't consume the milk, then it will be complete deficient of B12.
Very rightly said, guys. Also, nutritional deficiency, anemia is one of the major things with girls in the later age. For the exercise part, so the body loses its flexibility, right? So as a child, when we are younger, we are more flexible, but once we grow up, that lubrication in between the joints, that is gone. If we continue exercising from the younger ages, the body tends to be in that state and it tends to be comfortable with the kind of workout that we are doing. So it's important, both diet and exercises need to be corrected from the very beginning, so that later on it does not create any problem. I hope this answers your question, ma'am.
Thank you, Mohini.
Thank you.
So, Nazia ma'am, your question is about arthritic patients. So we are talking about children here. Arthritis, more or less, it's much of a disease or a condition that needs to be studied critically. So if you really need an insight, we cannot. I mean, I would not. We would not prefer sharing any general comment here, because we need to know what exactly the condition is. Please do connect with us so that we can help you better. Any other stories from mothers? Thank you so much, Nazia ma'am. Any other stories from the mothers, if you would want to share something with us? Jyoti ma'am, yes, please. Thank you. Can we request you to use the camera also?
No, I can't right now. Thank you. Thanks a lot for giving this opportunity to me.
No problem. Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah, really, I'm very happy to stay in HNTP. And coming to the part of mothers, when I'm having a child, he's studying 9th right now, girl child, and I'm having my brother staying in US. Individual, he's not married still. He's one only, staying one. So from these two people, I learned something where we are facing deficits. Finally, for kids or anyone, we need to concentrate on nutritional deficits. When we are concentrating on nutritional deficits, coming to girl childs or anyone, okay, if we take anyone into consideration, vitamin D plays a major role. And all fat, since it is a fat soluble vitamin, and the synthesis is going on in our liver, this is very mandatory that we need to maintain vitamin D, which is linked up to as you have already spoken about iron deficiency, right? Anemia in girls. So in this case, girls get anemia and because of iron deficiency, and this iron is also indirectly related to vitamin D, and even calcium levels also related to vitamin D. Because vitamin D needs calcium to flow in our body, right? If we
Yes, ma'am.
if we are unable to giving that vitamin properly through balanced diet, like you people asked about the people who are staying in hostels, that is PGs. Yeah, people who are staying in PGs, because even I run a PG hostel. So I know about the pain of that, where the students face many things, like they will not effort. They can't effort, like PG hostel runners. They can't effort more, since they get they charge around 4,000, 5,000 like amount, and they can't effort more, like giving a nutrition food. Where they fail in that case, even we can maintain, like we can maintain balanced diet, like as I gave a message in chat box, we can maintain nuts and seeds and salads with different sprinklers. There must be a change of taste, right? Without change of taste, we can't have the food. Our tongue asks for different tastes. We'll be bored up having a same food, even to this morning and evening. If we have the same food also, we can get bored. So we must not become routine to have the food. So let's have the salads with different combinations. sometimes we can make as someone suggested, some ma'am suggested as with chaat masala on fruits. That's a great combination. And also instead of with all these things, we can't maintain these nuts and seeds roasted all the time getting from home, right? We can go for homemade protein powders where moms can make and give to them, and they can make anyways hot water we can get from kitchen also. Even we are staying in PGs, we can get hot water at least from PGs, right? From PG kitchen, right? So we can ask them that hot water, and we can go for homemade protein powders with the different combinations with nuts and seeds or with chena. Like this we can make different combinations of protein powders without getting boredom, with the different tastes, and adding different types of fruits or carrot grate, like that. There they can get all the things like balance in nutrition values, right?
Well said, ma'am. Very well said. So it was great. I mean, these were some great insights. Even Mohini had mentioned putting soya powder and groundnut powder. We here get sattu. Even I'm aware that in South India, we have the ragi malt being made. So these are certain very easy to make recipes which we can suggest to students. Thank you so much, Jyoti ma'am, for your insights. They were wonderful, and for being active in the chat box also. We loved that. Thank you so much, everyone. Do we have any other question or anything else from the audience? I guess no. So all right then, with the interest of time, we are finishing the session also in time. It's 12:03. Thank you so much for joining on a Sunday morning.
In the chat box.
Yes. What exactly is the balanced diet? So Kamala ma'am, I did mention that we have 5 food groups in which we need to ensure that each meal is having at least all those 5 food groups: carbohydrates, proteins, fats, milk or milk products, and fruits and vegetables. So in any form we can give it to them. Carbs would be mostly cereals, chapatis, rice, millets, and all those things. For the protein purposes, it could go like milk or maybe dals, pulses in any form again, fruits and vegetables in any form, milk and milk products in any form. So at least try and ensure that 3 of these items are incorporated in the child's diet. That should be enough and sufficient overall. Rest, yes, you all can post your questions in the group if you would have any. We would be taking the other questions in the group. Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining. Have a great day today. Have a happy Sunday. We enjoyed having your company here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Mohini.
Thank you, Mansi.
Thank you, Nikita. Thank you, Mansri.